Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle, and this is actually a fan request from my latest video. I seen it, and not 2 minutes later, I thought I would throw it together and make it and post it because I've always wanted to see this matchup myself. I thought Robby Robinson versus Shawn Ray could have been an instant classic. These guys, they kind of overlapped each other's competitive years. Robby Robinson still competed when Shawn Ray started, so they did compete a couple of times together. But anyway, guys, this is the best pictures that I could find of Robby, and whoever requested this wanted to see a 1994 Shawn Ray, so one of his best versions for sure. And look at that tiny little wee waistline on Ray. For sure is going to get an edge in that aspect as well as the legs. But Robby Robinson has some just incredible proportions there. Look at his chest, his arms, as we know. But anyway, that's the front relaxed. Let's go to the muscularity round, beginning with the front double bicep pose. And honestly, depending on who is looking at this one, Robby Robinson could get an edge, could get a victory in this one. Of course, if you're looking at it as a modern day bodybuilding judge, you're going to go with Shawn Ray because his legs are so much bigger, for sure. Proportions in the arms, very good too. But when you look at the biceps, single out those biceps, Robby Robinson, those biceps are twice as big as Shawn Ray's for sure. Ray may have an edge in the tricep size. Muscle separation for Robby, though, just fantastic. Both gentlemen possessing an outstanding vacuum, maybe even a better V-taper for Robby. So personally, I do like Robby better here, but if you're going to be judging this one seriously, Shawn Ray has to have an edge because of the legs. Front lat spread. Again, this is just maybe too much muscle here for Shawn Ray. He's just a little bit bigger, maybe even a little bit shorter with a little bit more muscle, so altogether bigger. But Robby, the classical lines of that lat spread, clearly the more aesthetic bodybuilder. In my opinion, that is, of course. Personal preference. But, I mean, this time, Shawn Ray not hitting the vacuum. He doesn't choose to hit it in this pose, but Robby is fantastic. So basically the same as the front lat. It's close, guys. Side chest. Now, I would give this one to Robby. All conditioning aside, I mean, the legs look pretty good for Robby here, but I mean, you can't really see glutes. They're covered up anyway. But look at the size of the meat, the chest. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger-like. And I always throw this one in there, too. It's from, I believe this is from the late 70s as well. The other one probably the early 70s, mid to early. But this one here of Robby, look at the size of his arm. He's leaning forward, of course, and giving you the illusion of a much bigger arm. But still, hey, he looks fantastic to me. I'm going to give him the side chest. Now, the side tricep, neither one that impressive. I mean, who are you going to give this one? Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? I mean, come on, guys. Robby, at least he is hitting it to spec. He could be tilting a little bit more. I mean, who knows where he's posing to? I mean, the cameraman might not be right where he is posing. But still, Shawn Ray hitting more of a hoo-ah pose. So, I don't know. Robby might get an edge in both of the side poses. Turn around, and this one is basically all over this matchup. With all due respect to the greatest of all time, in my opinion, Robby Robinson. He is the greatest of all time. But in this back pose, Shawn Ray, in the legs and the glutes alone, he is winning for sure. And back development, look at the lower lat insertions. Robby, though, very wide. And it's not probably not his prime for a lat spread. Few and far between are pictures of Robby's back. It's a shame, too. He has an awesome back. Now, this rear double bicep pose, Robby is able to box with Shawn Ray, which is unreal when you think about it. Ray's rear double bicep here in 94. Unbelievable. Now, the glutes again, legs, Shawn Ray pretty much gets an automatic win in this one. Lat insertions a little bit more prominent as well. Robby doing battle in the delts, the traps, and the width of the lats, I guess. But as far as the biceps are concerned, nobody in bodybuilding history displayed those biceps in this pose quite like Robby Robinson. But overall, as a whole, I would give this one to Shawn Ray. But kudos to Robby for boxing with this 1994 beast, the ab and thigh. Now, this was a hand-plucked bad picture for Shawn Ray. There was a lot of good ones from 94, and for some reason this close-up one, I think he was not quite ready to hit the pose, or he just finished. Either way, his midsection looks totally washed out, which is not the case. If you know your bodybuilding history, Shawn, his abs are just so fantastic. And on the contrary, this is a good picture for Robby Robinson, and as you may or may not know, it's not the best pose for this man. So it just goes to show you can rig a competition up to favor your favorite bodybuilder of all time. Oh, I didn't even mention that. I was going to go through the whole video without even mentioning Robby Robinson, my favorite bodybuilder of all time. And we're going to finish this one off. I could have threw in some politics, but I never do. I wouldn't do that to Robby. I mean, he's good enough to be able to defeat a large number of bodybuilders, and he's so good that I usually get requests for him to be compared with guys that have competed way ahead of him. Well, I mean, unless you take into consideration his masters competitions, things of that nature. I mean, the guy competed well past Shawn Ray, probably. Either way, though, guys, Shawn Ray, the traps here, the lags, everything. Shawn Ray, he is your winner, 1994. And like I said, guys, with all due respect to Robby Robinson, but hey, Shawn Ray, no shame at all in losing to him. And hey, these guys are basically on the same level playing field. Shawn Ray, perennial second place contender or second place finisher at the Olympia. How many times did he do that? And Robby Robinson, he placed second at the Olympian through the 70s. So it's a matter of training, drugs, things of that nature. Shawn Ray is just that much better. Of course, if Robby had been around in his 20s, in the 90s, look out. He would have been probably the greatest of all time. And he is the greatest of all time. Stick anybody beside him at his age, he'd beat anybody. Anyway, guys, taking nothing away from Shawn Ray. Hit thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram. Have a great day.